Hello, everyone. Today I will be interviewing Lavinia, who is an econ major at UPenn.
Hi, it's nice to meet whoever's watching this.
So we'll just get started. So, why did you pick the major you did?
Yeah, so everyone at Wharton majors in economics, and we get to pick concentrations, and they have like a lot of different options. Um, I'm intending to concentrate in finance and statistics. I guess like one of the reasons I picked those specific concentrations is I think like it really depends on kind of the professors you have too, but I really did like stats from, I mean, even in American high school, I really enjoyed like Miss Howell's AP stats class. And then like going into Wharton, I took my a couple of business fundamentals, and I really enjoyed the statistics class. I wouldn't say I'm so interested in like the probability side of things, but definitely more so in kind of like the modeling and like using like getting large data sets and kind of like analyzing the different things you can do with it. And I think what's really cool is that you can really, with all these numbers and all of this like qualitative and quantitative measures, you can kind of find answers to even the most random questions and then use that as a recommendation for whoever you're kind of consulting for, which I think is really moving. And then to like kind of see, I haven't seen this yet, but to kind of see like the actions of your recommendations being implemented would be amazing. I again, like I haven't like been in this field for long enough to see that, but I'm really excited about that.
And were there any extracurriculars that you pursued in high school or even in college that have really influenced your decision to do economics?
No, I wouldn't really say so. I don't, in high school, I didn't, let's see, in high school, oh, it was only 1 year ago, but okay, I'm having a hard time remembering. Okay, one thing I really did enjoy in high school was philosophy, which is a completely different passion of mine, and I am doing some things related to that in college, so I can speak more to that. But in terms of like my major, um, I don't think I picked Wharton because of the major. I picked it more so because of the flexibility. Like I said, like the major, everyone gets the econ major, but you're allowed to take classes in any of the four schools at UPenn, and you're allowed to take like there's so many different offerings of classes, which is why I picked that. I guess in high school I was in Model UN, I was in speech and debate, but I wasn't really good in either of those things. I would say like my biggest involvement was like with philosophy club, and it was a club I started in my junior year, and I really liked that. But it didn't really influence my decision in my major. But all of those like collectively, like me having no interest in anything specific, I think influenced my choice to apply to Wharton.
So, would you say that this extracurricular, particularly philosophy club, has helped you out in your social life or influenced you as a person?
Yeah, definitely. I think like I really love philosophy. It's like, and I shouldn't even say that because like I'm not even that knowledgeable, in like the whole field of philosophy. I think I just really am a curious person, and I enjoy asking difficult, easy questions. And so some of the things like that inspired me to like kind of start philosophy club. It was really difficult, I think, to like run a club in high school, especially like garnering interest because there's just like, did you go to American? I'm not sure if you.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's like a lot of different clubs, and like kind of like getting the incentive, it almost seems more like mechanical rather than like actually something that's like you can have an interest in. And so when I got to college, I actually like emailed a professor once I got into Penn, before I even joined. And so this is not like I'm not doing any specific work with him, but it's kind of like we just read different articles and we'll discuss it like twice a month. And from like we read an article on abortion, right? And then that led to an article on like board theory. And it'll be really a long time to explain how we made that jump. But and then like that led to an article on like self-defense. And so there's just like it's just like we're jumping all over the place and just discussing these like random like contemporary and classic papers. And so it is one of my greatest passions, I would say, but not something I'm like currently pursuing professionally.
So, do you have any advice for high schoolers who are interested in pursuing economics or even philosophy?
Yeah, okay. So let me see. I can start with the econ. I think if you're interested in economics, I think first like define what it is because it's like a really broad field, and like so what part of that are you interested in, right? Like are you more interested in kind of that like quantitative side, and like the econometric side, and kind of like looking at maybe the financial markets and the capital markets and like all of that, or are you more interested in it like maybe from the history perspective, right? How economies and markets have changed over the years, like right now I'm doing research abroad as part of a Wharton program. And so I'm working with a professor at INSEAD, and we're kind of looking at the influences of blockchain on markets. And that's kind of taking a more, I thought it would be more of an economics, like a more quantitative aspect, but it's becoming more of kind of like looking at maybe how El Salvador's decision, I'm sorry, this is kind of diverting, but how El Salvador's decision to make Bitcoin a legal tender will influence their like markets, right? And kind of looking at the social issues behind that. And so I think if you're interested in economics, it's super broad. So try defining that and pursuing something in that realm. Also, like, feel free to reach out to people. I think it's really helpful. Like, there's no stupid questions. I've asked so many questions I thought were dumb to people older than me, and like even professors, and it really helps. I think people are ready to help and more often than you think.
Mhm.
Mm, in terms of philosophy, I think that's really hard because I've not like I've not pursued anything professional in philosophy, but I think definitely just like do what you like and things will like fall into place. Like I also like aviation a lot. I mean I'm not really again knowledgeable in that field, but I participated in a NASA competition with a couple of friends who are very knowledgeable, in the aviation realm, and we got to present our ideas at the Langley Center this past summer. And so I think like with philosophy, it's like do something like that, right? Like just involve yourself in activities that that you enjoy, right? Like that you can find enjoyment in. And I think that'll lead to something like more often than not. Like even just having discussions with your parents or your like friends will definitely lead to something you like.
Yeah, and then with economics, what's like your future plan? Do you have a career in mind? Do you know what you want to be when you grow up?
Um, I actually don't. I don't have a career in mind. Like I really do like data science, which is a little bit of a deviation, but I also do like looking into blockchain and kind of the markets, global markets is really interesting to me too. And so I'm hoping I can merge these two interests in the future. And so maybe positions that enable me to like work in the financial world, but more so from like a data analytics perspective might be something I'm interested in. But I'm not sure. I have yet to take like a lot of classes. I just finished my first year. So I think as I take more and more business fundamentals and like more, even like I took an anthropology class that I love, and like more like electives, I think that'll help me really kind of dig deeper into a more solid career path.
Hmm. Yeah, and I think we can conclude our interview here. Do you have any kind of like lasting words?
No, no, that's it. If you have any other questions, you can like reach out to me.
Great. Thank you all for watching.